Good morning. Welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. It's Sunday Yum and it's the 12th day of wellness. Today, the technique that we're practicing, because it's a Sunday, we're going to do a 5-minute meditation at the end. I have a bolster and a block fronting in my head, but you could use the chair like the way we did last week and do progressive relaxation in conscious rest. Wow. So come lie on the floor. Sunday Yum is where we lie on the floor and we move from the floor. Yesterday, there was this side bending thing that we did. We're going to incorporate a little bit of that in. So come lie on the floor, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. So landing in. As always, I love unpacking my shoulders when I land. It's just kind of, so do that a few times. I feel like maybe pastry that's been kneaded out by a rolling pin, or maybe my shoulder blades are like the kneading of the dough by the baker. So just wiggle your shoulders a little bit up and down, but not about the movement of your shoulders forward. It's about the massaging of your shoulders on the floor. Nice. And then do the same thing with your pelvis. Not too big of a movement. Just rock your knees slightly from side to side. And have that same quality of pushing down. So I'm not actually rocking. I notice. Great, let's change it. I'm not actually rocking my knees. I'm tilting my pelvis and keeping my knees centered. That has much more of that needy feeling to it, as in bread dough needy, more so than needy. So just get that needy feeling. I slept in this morning at 25 past 6. I was like, oh, that's so strange. My alarm didn't go off. Oh my God. So I feel a little bit like I'm still asleep. So just rock your pelvis and get that sense of really pushing the back of your sacrum into the floor, the back of your pelvis into the floor. Nice. And then just pause. Nice. I feel very landed on the floor there. And then we're going to do something with our feet. Just kind of, what would you do to really feel the floor beneath your feet? I've been noticing I have a cut on one of my feet, and it's interesting how that cut, seemingly so small, is affecting the whole way that I'm walking. So just notice as you push your feet down into the floor, how connected are you to your feet right now? Wiggling your toes, like can you get all of your toes to have some kind of relationship with the floor? Can you get the whole of your foot down? Your arch, no, but the rest of your feet, can you really feel that there's something going on with your feet on the floor? Nice. And then maybe see how this is for you. Tuck your toe under and roll your toe under. So now I'm putting pressure down, a bit like what a ballerina would do to her foot to stretch it. But see how that is. And then the other side, tuck your toe under. Yeah, this side doesn't do that. Wow, that's so interesting. Wow. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. That's so cool. Something to work on. Yeah, my foot really doesn't know how to do that. It's like, no. Great, cool. So now rock your knees from side to side. Rocking from one side to the other. And now as I rock, there's a sense of satisfaction and joy through the sides of my waist, the deep of my belly as I rock. Inner thighs, lower back. So we've been doing loads standing this week. We've been opening and closing the hips. So we're going to just really passively lengthen into the front of the hip. So bring your feet as wide as your mat. Your arms are wide and resting on the floor. And then drop your knees down towards the right. And let's just start with this version. So already for me, there's something a little bit tight through the inner thigh. And then the left hip is telling me, oh, I've been working this week. So we're going to move our legs a little bit here, and that's going to ease out our legs. So keeping everything else still, wave the right leg up and down slowly. So it comes up to stand, and then it slowly drops down. And as I drop it down, it's like I'm trying to unravel the thread of my inner thigh. I feel a little bit like, one of those moments where there was a tape and all the unravelings had gotten really, really tight. And then you slowly unraveled the tape, or you wound up the tape again. So I feel a little bit like I'm unraveling a knot through the inner thigh on the right side. I just feel that for you. What's that sense? How do you lean into it and create length and wellness? Nice. Drop your right thigh down. Now do the same with the left leg. Let your left leg wave up and down. Nothing else is moving. There is a little bit of movement in my pelvis as my pelvis slightly follows the right leg, left leg, sorry. Well, just notice that. Left leg comes to stand and then it drops down. This side, what is the felt sense of this? Very different. I don't have a sense of unraveling knots. I feel like yeah, like a clamshell more. It has a different dynamic. It has a different sense of engagement into the muscles. Nice. Now do both. Come bring both up and then drop both down. And can you find that action that both of them were doing in this movement now? So for me, I'm trying to value and respect the unraveling of the inner thigh on the right as I drop down. And I'm just giving it a softness and a length. What did you meet as you did that? And can you let that be in the whole movement now? Very nice. Cool. Come back to center. Other side. So drop your knees down towards the left and just pause there. Breath is in your belly. Nice. So now, keeping everything else still, wave your left leg up and down. Yeah, so this one has a shudder to it, a wobble. So what I'm trying to do is slow things down enough that I'm trying to smooth out the shudder or that kind of tremor that's happening in the inner thigh. So what's happening for you, and how do you allow what is and support it to be a little bit more expansive, tiny bit. It's not huge movement into the end of range. It's more just really going, oh, I hear you, and I'm going to do this. This is really different, this side, in how I'm treating it than the other. Only the left leg traveling up and down. Pause. Now we're going to move the right leg only. As you rock your right leg up and down, how would you meet this and support it to be how it is, but expand its sense of ease? So interesting how different they both are. One more time. And then just rock your knees back up to center. Drop your knees to the left. And can you find those two dynamics in this moment? The sense of what you met as two legs, is it as one leg? Is it present as two? Not so much on this side, actually, interesting. But I'm still hearing the echoes of the movement we created. That's very interesting. It's like tasting something and then trying to find out when you're eating something really complex if that like tasting basil, only basil, and then tasting bolognese and trying to work out is basil in the bolognese. And now just sway your knees from side to side. Now we have both sides, and it's even become even more complex. So can you hear those attitudes that you had in different places as you sway your knees from side to side? How cool. Nice. Come back up to center. Walk your feet so they're closer together, and then lift the right thigh up and squeeze it up towards you. And now just draw a huge circle with the right knee. And I'm really pushing the left foot down into the floor. And I'm allowing the circle to be really slow. So slower than you think, even slower. And as you slow down, make the circle smooth. So as you slow down, you'll hear these wobbles and these like speed bumps that you meet in the deep inner thigh. So how do you make this smooth? Slow the movement down even more. Keep that sense of connection into the left foot, and then circle in the other direction. Really strong down into the left foot. Feel how that does something when you really push down into your left foot. Nice. Stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. Just hold on somewhere down along the back of the right thigh, the calf, or the knee. So I was teaching a class yesterday in person. Wow, it was so amazing. It was amazing teaching in person. And it was that sense of, with this pose here, it's so easy to think that what we have to do is be in agony. And so that's not what we're doing. So soften your leg until you feel like I'm easy. And that might be where your foot is way down towards the floor, even, okay? And then slowly lengthen your leg until you feel your edge. And then just hold that there. So my edge is here, but that's because I have very free hamstrings, okay? So just work your edge. I'm not forcing my leg can hold itself here, and I'm just adding a little bit of weight, and then wiggle your toes. I just feel like your foot is helping something free up. And then when you bend your leg, point your toes, bend your knee, point your toes. So now you're mobilizing in this place. Nice, cool. Bend your knee and open your knee out towards the right. So I'm holding onto my knee with my right hand. I can stretch my left leg long if I wish, or I can keep my left knee bent. And just pause there. And breathing deeply down into your belly. Nice. Bring your knee back up to center. Drop your left foot to the floor, or keep your knee bent, and then drop over towards the left with your right knee. And I'm going to reach long into the right arm, and I'm going to rock the right knee as far as it goes naturally. And then I'll come back up to center. And just rock over and back. So now we're twisting and opening into the armpit. And then coming back. And what I'm very interested in is that, like, the end of my range, how juicy can I be here? And then how do I stay connected the whole time that I roll back? And then connected as I roll over. So slow the movement down is the main thing. And listen to your body's ability. So I'm not using my hand, my leg and torso are making this movement themselves. One more time and pause. Over towards the left. Really lengthen into that right arm. You can look down the right arm if you wish. Yeah, I want to keep my head centered today. Possibly because I just woke up. You can hold on to the right knee if you wish. Today I don't want to either. I'm just really enjoying that sense of allowing gravity to really give me weight and to really support me in yielding. So as I yield to gravity, I can feel this like compressive weight in this shape. And then I start to meet the deep of my ribs, my sacrum, the pelvis, the outside of my right hip, the outside of my right thigh. And gravity is so powerful. Can you feel gravity right now? Nice. Come back to center. Both feet to the floor. Lift your bum up. Drop your bum down. And the other side. So draw your left knee up towards you. Open your left knee out to the side. You can, if you want, stretch your right leg long. The floating of your leg ensures that your pelvis stays steady, whereas as soon as you drop your leg, the tendency is for you to let go of your pelvis. And so keeping your leg floating really keeps your pelvis on. And really draw your left knee out. And then drop your right leg, brace your elbows into the floor, and draw your left knee over towards the right. And then rock. So I'm going to lengthen my left arm out, up and out. Because that every time I rock, I open into my armpit, really open into the rib cage. There's this amazing sense of the spiraling, but also the strengthening of the muscles of my torso. Whereas if I use my hand, my arm gets stronger and my it's not the same thing. Whereas this is an active range of motion. I decide where I go to with my own spine rather than even my hand will feed force into my spine. There's a sense of autonomy for the spine to choose its own distance. As you rock in, spiraling. As you rock out, stay connected. Really stay connected, slowly pouring yourself back onto the floor. Rolling over. And stay connected as you roll onto your back. Nice. One last time. Over and find a place where you can hang out, not at the deepest point of your range. I'm around 3/4 of the way, so I could go deeper, but then I've lost my connection because now weight of gravity is on me. So I'm 3/4 of the way into my range, and then it's like I'm allowing the weight of the universe rest down upon me. And I have this sense of, wow, gravity is so heavy. Like, I love that idea. Like, we think that we are at the front of the top of the planet and that, the universe is above us. Imagine that you are under the planet right now and you're glued to the ceiling of the planet. You're hanging off the end as such. And that gravity is pulling in towards our planet and keeping us on it. So cool. And the universe is out and wide out in front of you. Here, if you're here with me now, it's still dark outside. So all the stars would be above you. They always are, but right now you could see them. Out vast into the universe as you feel gravity and the safety of gravity pulling you back onto the planet. God, we got epic today. Yeah. Bring both feet to the floor, lift your bum up, drop your bum down. Nice, pause. Nice. So roll over onto your belly. We'll just do a brief moment of belliness. So roll over onto your belly. And just start by having both elbows on the floor and just rock your bum from side to side. So it's almost like I'm trying to get the side of my bum to the floor. So to do that, I kind of lift the other side off and I tilt my pelvis. Nice. I'm walking down the mat. Pull yourself forward. And now this time, bring your left hand over towards the left and your right elbow forward just in front of your chest as such. And then rise and look way down the beach. And then drop down and look back towards your foot, your left foot. Pause there. Bend your left foot and just reach back and brush off an insect or a piece of sand or something that was there on your left foot. Hi, left foot. I'm not holding on to it, I'm just rubbing it lightly. Functional movement. You're at the beach. You need to rub something off your foot. Come back. Center, drop your head down. Nice, other side. So rising up, bring your left elbow across, right hand to the floor. Rise and look down the beach. And then look back towards your right foot, wondering what's happening. And then bend your right knee and reach back and just brush your right foot. Just say hello to your right foot. Hello, foot. You're just great. Thanks a million. And coming back. We're going to do that one more time each side. So this time, bring both hands over towards the right side. No, left side, sorry. Left side. Look back towards your foot. So you're much lower this time. Bend your knee. Reach back. I think I prefer the other one, but this is good to know. Come all the way over, both hands to the right side of your mat. Look back towards your foot. Bend your knee. I think I prefer the other one. Yeah. Head down, rock your bum. Super. Nice. So we're going to do progressive relaxation. So I love setting myself up with loads and loads of tools. So I have a block fronting my head. So progressive relaxation is where we're going to contract systematically different parts of our body. And we contract and then we deeply relax. I have something for underneath my knees. I have a bolster. You can have the chair like last week. I've got this really funky thing. It's to go over your eyes, and it's just so cool. So something for over your eyes is really nice. It doesn't have to be as fancy as this, but I love this. Like when I lie on the floor, this is what I use. It really is very restful for my eyes. I've got a blanket because it's nice to have a blanket. So does that give you enough time to get everything that you need? Great. So set yourself up, tuck yourself in. If you're not doing any of that, then just lie on the floor. Just lie down where you are. Nice. So bring your arms wide so your palms are facing the ceiling. Give a little bit of space between your thighs. And then make sure that if there's a block underneath the back of your head, that it's not touching your neck. It's only behind your head. Great. So progressive relaxation, we're going to systematically contract. Because right now, if I said to you, relax your body, you're like, well, I am. But there's bits of you, a bit like in a house where the lights get left on because you forget about the lights. There's bits of you that are left on. So we're going to travel through and turn off the lights. So squeeze your feet and just hold the squeeze for just a breath or two. And then as you exhale, slowly soften your feet. Letting them hang, drop, sink. Nice. Contract your calves, holding it for a breath or two. And then when you exhale, slowly relax your calves. Really feel that melty feeling of calves surrendering. Slowly contract your thighs. Can you contract your thighs without squeezing your bum? So just contracting your thighs, feel the patterns, the shapes that emerge. Holding it for 5 to 10 seconds. A breath or two. I like 2 breaths. And then as you exhale, slowly, steadily relax deeply your thighs. Squeeze your bum. Hold it for 2 breaths. And on the exhalation, slowly relax your bum. Nice. Squeeze your torso. Feel the patterns and the shapes. Holding it for a breath or two. And deeply relax. Nice. Squeeze your shoulders. And relax your shoulders. Squeeze your hands, make fists. And relax. Squeeze your face, your jaw, maybe the back of your neck. And just feel, whoa. And relax. Nice. So squeeze everything a tiny bit. And relax deeply. Taking a few breaths to really sink into that softening, that settling, that resting. And again, a tiny bit. So if you imagine 10 is a full contraction, you're probably in around 2. So it's just the idea of squeezing your feet, the idea of squeezing your body. It's like you're just beginning to do it. And deeply relax and rest your body. Allow the breath to surge through. I get this kind of like, whew, this big breath that comes into the space that's created after the relaxation. And then do it again. Slight contraction. It's like the moment just before you move. So we're engaging the fascia when we do that. So it's this sense of, I'm just about to, it's like you begin to turn on and then you turn everything off and you rest deeply on the floor again. I'm going to do that one more time. Okay, so feeling the falling, the widening, the sinking. And one last time, very slight contraction. Like just before I even think about it, I'm like, I can feel the bracing through my fascia, this moment of engagement in my nervous system. And deeply resting and landing on the floor. So just pause. How is it to rest now? Very cool. Really nice. So stay there. Stay there. Just stay there for 2 minutes. Let's use that deep rest that you've created in your body. Just let it pause, sink into you. Nice. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 13, so we'll be standing, moving. I have a few ideas about a new direction we're going to take with wellness and this opening and closing of the body. Very exciting. So great. I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for joining me. And that idea that I had yesterday, I'm going to sneeze. Oh God, bless me. That idea I had yesterday, do no harm. Just, keep moving forward, do no harm. Great, lovely. Sorry for sneezing into the microphone. And I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.